Hey Rudy Wings community, I am going to share with you something important that just happened in Santee, San Diego at the YMCA, and then stay tuned through the end so you can see what the response was by the YMCA and what the catalyst was to allow this problem to be created.
My name is Rebecca Phillips and I'm 17 years old, and I work out regularly at the Santee YMCA. Just 2 weeks ago, after finishing my shift at my job, I went to the gym to swim laps. As I was showering after my workout, I saw a naked male in the women's locker room. I immediately went back into the shower, terrified, and hid behind their flimsy excuse for a curtain until he was gone. This is the YMCA, where hundreds of children spend their summer afternoons in childcare camps. When I asked the YMCA management what their policy was regarding transgenders, they confirmed that the man that I saw was indeed allowed to shower wherever he pleased. As long as you are not a red flag on Megan's Law, the California Sex Offender Registry, a grown male can shower alongside a teenage girl at your YMCA location here in Santee. I was made to feel as though I had done something wrong when I talked to people at the YMCA. When my dad spoke to the sheriff's office, they told him that he should never allow me to shower there ever again. The YMCA wouldn't let my father speak to the manager of the Santee branch. After waiting several days, he finally received a call from Terry Moss, who is the director of membership for San Diego County. She informed my dad that I was not in any danger at the time of the incident, that I was safe. But I ask you this. I'm assuming all of you either have a wife, a sister, daughters, or granddaughters, or are a woman yourself. Could you knowingly send an underage girl into a room where there was a naked male and say that she was not in danger, that she was safe, or more importantly, that this was right? The fact that we are now tailoring our privacy policies and bathroom laws around transgenders, ignoring the blatant threat to safety that this poses, is obscene. The safety of children, girls, is on the chopping block. And this issue is not unique to one political party. Both Democrats and Republicans whom I have shared this story with have all been equally disgusted. So I implore you all to take action. With great privilege comes great responsibility.
So let's look at these guidelines that enabled this absolute disaster to take place. Here's the document that started it all. This is the transgender and non-binary guidelines that were updated on April 25th of 2022 by the Y. I'm going to highlight some of the massive problems that created this situation out in Santee, San Diego, and California. Employees are told to teach acceptance and not hate, and to focus on the conduct of a situation and not on any assumptions regarding an individual's actual or perceived gender identity. So in this case, the question becomes, and it's obvious, when there is a penis exposed in a women's locker room, is this indecent exposure, or are we playing by virtue that it doesn't matter, we're going to ignore that there is a naked penis where there are minor girls? No one should be required to use an alternative restroom because they are trans. So this creates a situation where you have someone who presents as a male with a naked penis strolling around a women's locker room. The YMCA is committed to providing an environment free of harassment, including but not limited to an individual's gender expression, identity, or orientation. Okay, YMCA, so when the rubber hits the road and you have a minor girl being exposed to an adult male's penis in a women's locker room, who is harassed? What environment is being created? Here's the kicker. Legal gender, physical genitalia, or gender expression don't dictate the use of gender-segregated spaces. Trans individuals may select either locker room and restroom. Requiring someone to use a bathroom or other gendered area that they do not identify with can be detrimental for a trans individual's well-being and safety, and puts the YMCA at risk for discrimination complaints. Hold up. So genitalia doesn't preclude one from using a locker room where minors are naked, undressed, showering. This is exactly what they're laying out. And their why is because if they do segregate an individual based on their genitalia, it can be detrimental for that individual. So we're going to protect that individual but we won't protect the children and minors who are in those locker rooms designated by their sex because the YMCA could have discrimination complaints. This is the point that we have been talking about, where personal safety clashes with virtue signaling. And we're going to have to decide as a society which side we're going to take, because this is the beginning. It's going to get worse from here on out. These policies are unsustainable. Girls are going to be hurt. Like Rebecca said, girls' safety is on the chopping block with these insane policies. So what are we going to do about it? Here's what you can do about it now. Number one, call the Cameron Family YMCA and tell them how disgusting this situation is and how dangerous of a situation it presents going forward. And then ask them to make a public statement regarding this. Call to action number two is to call your local YMCA and ask them what their guidelines and procedures are when it comes to locker room and bathroom use. If it turns out it's similar to this situation, explicitly tell them how dangerous of an environment this is creating for girls and minors using locker rooms. Call to action number three is to vote with your dollars and with your feet. If your YMCA is embracing this insanity and creating an unsafe arena for you and your family, call them and let them know that you are walking, that you will no longer support their business and that you will take your business somewhere else. Don't send your kids to the camps. Don't do any of their programs. Walk with your dollars and walk with your feet. Download the Public Square app to find businesses that love you and your values and won't put you in unsafe situations.